Alright, so here's my new shock, KYB gas adjust. The gas adjust is the second tier for the KYB. You have the base model, which is the OE spec. I forget what it's called. And then the second tier, which is the gas adjust. Then the top tier one, which is the max something. And this is for trucks. The trucks, KYB truck suspension shocks. So the gas adjust has 20 millimeters, excuse me, 20%, or is it 25%? I think it's 20% more suspension dampening, meaning as the spring compresses and rebounds, compress, rebound with the stock shock, OE spec shock, it compresses at a certain speed, right? Whereas with this one, since it has 20% more dampening, that means it slows it down a little bit, 20% more dampening, and the max one has I believe a 40% dampening, so that even has more dampening. But the max one is meant for if you were to have a heavy load all the time, basically a work truck where you always have equipment in there. So that's always a heavy load. Whereas this one is not. This one is, it's basically for better performance, so it'll handle better. It handle a little better, and I think the ride quality is a little better because trucks, they don't have the greatest ride quality, right? So yeah, so this one is nice because it's made in Japan, so it's good quality. The rear is actually not. The rear is actually made in Malaysia. So here you have where the bottom mount is, and you can see that it's slanted. You have to match up that slant with what's down on the bottom. I think it's like that, and not like this. Let me look down there to double check. I should have looked at it when I took the old one off. Yeah, so it's slanted. Slanted like this instead of that way, this way. Okay. So you saw me put in the anti-seize. I also did it on the bottom two bolts as well. But before I did that, on the bottom, I actually cleaned them with a wire brush. Clean off as much of the rust and whatever oxidation as much as I can, corrosion. So got the package here. So this is the package that it comes with. Bunch of stuff. So let's look at how it goes on. So here's the top of the shock. How it goes on is you have two of these washers, and they have a shape to them. See how it has a shape. So see how it has a cup shape. That cup shape basically is where the bushing is. So you go like that on first. That goes on first. Then you have the bushing. Two of these bushing, they're the same. And on one side of the bushing, there's like a little step. So that's a step that goes on this first one. Step goes up. The reason for that step is because there's just two on both sides, and between the two rubber bushing is the frame of the truck itself. So that's where that little step is. It's like it gives the frame a little bit of extra space for the that little thickness for the space of the frame. So that's all you do right now. And when you slide this back up, then you put the other bushing on top. Let's say my fingers here is the frame, and this bushing will go on top with a step facing down. Then after that, you put the other washer with the cup side facing the rubber bushing. Then you have your two lock nuts. Okay, so I'm gonna stick this up there, making sure my angle is the right way. So it's angled that way, I believe it was. All right, so bring this in here. It's just a tiny little slot that's just big enough, just enough for you to get this in here. So, from the top, that's the hole for the shock. I'm gonna stick my finger down in it. I can feel the top of where the mounting hole is. Actually, let me show you guys what that is. So in here, where the shock is, right? So this is where the mounting spot is. There's a hole where the shock comes through here. So I'm sticking my finger down in here to feel for where the top of the shock is, so that way I can guide it up through this hole. Okay. Bring this back down. So. Finger down there, I feel the top of the shock. Okay, there's the top. You guide it up here. Actually feel the two. Feeling for the two bolts that mounts on the bottom. Look at my nuts. Go on one nut a little bit, couple turns, hold it in place. Go on the other nut, 3 turns to hold that in place. And if you're not sure, you might want to double check. Just push the shock up and double check that slat, how the mount was with the frame. So it should be flush like that. If the slat was in the opposite way, it will be like that. Instead of coming flat together, it would be like that. Okay. So I'm actually good. I can actually see the mount from where I'm at, where my head is. And I'm just basically just hand tighten these two in place. That's good there. Let's go back up to the top. So up here, so get the damn camera stable. I feel like the camera's gonna fall over. Oh, come on. Okay, so I see my shock body there. So make sure that the top of the frame here is nice and clean. It's not all gritty and dirty from dust and such. It shouldn't be if your old bushing was fat on there. So you put the rubber bushing, and then remember there's a step part right there. See, there's a step right here, and this side there's no step. See that? There's no step, and there's a step, so the step faces down. So remember that step on the top and bottom makes room for the frame, the thickness of the frame. That's what that's there for. Then you have your little washer here. Again, this thing is like a cup shape. So the side that's concave is the side that faces the rubber bushing. So here, my top of the shock is not all the way through. So I want to actually. Yeah, still not all the way through, and basically it's with this spacer here on here. It's basically the top of the shock is flush. The shaft is flush with the top of the washer, so I'm not gonna be able to put my screw in, because even though I'm pushing from the bottom of the shock, I still don't have any space here. And basically what I need to do to give myself some space here is basically to compress the suspension. So right now I'm pushing the shock all the way up, and there's no space here. Okay, so let's do that. Let's compress the suspension down here. I'm gonna jack this up, compress the A-arm, and that will give me my space. Okay, so that's pretty good there. You see the suspension got compressed. Right, the arm got compressed. Go back up here. This side. Now it's more exposed. See that? That's because the suspension compressed up, and it actually compressed the rubber bushing a little bit. And that goes there. Once that goes on, you can put your one of your lock washers on here. And before I tighten this down, I'm gonna wiggle the shafts back side to side and front and back I basically what I'm trying to do is I want to center it as best I can. So side to side, center right there, up and back, center right there. So I'm gonna keep that spot right there. Right, hand tighten this down. Okay. Now I could go and tighten this top part up. So I'm tightening this down. I'm gonna pay attention to the shaft here, the top of it. See if that's spinning or not. If that's spinning, that means I have to hold it with I have to hold it with like a adjustable wrench. So it's doing fine right now. Oops, I almost knocked the camera over. So it's doing fine right now. So when you do this, it's gonna compress the rubber bushing, and you don't want the rubber bushing to compress too much because it's not supposed to. You just have enough just to kind of, you know, feel like it's a little bit on a little bit of just light compression. Not, you don't want to squeeze it where it's like squeeze where it's like flattening out. That means that's way too tight, and you could basically damage the bushings and you mess up your your suspension a little bit. It won't be. It's gonna, over time, that bushing gets worse and worse if it gets messed up. Over time, it's gonna create this slop in your suspension. All right, so from there, let me see if I could try to tighten the top nut against the bottom nut. Let me just go with just one wrench and see what happens. I'm gonna pay attention to the nut itself and see if I could if they're both spinning at the same time or not, or if one is spinning and the other one's not. So the bottom one shouldn't be spinning, it's just only the top one. Oops, right there. So I'm looking at the bottom one spinning, so I can't do nothing with that right now. Actually, let me spin this a little bit more. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to, the whole thing is spinning. It's actually, the whole thing is tightening. I didn't want it to tighten anymore. It's already tight enough, I think. Actually, probably a little bit too tight. Yeah. Undo this real quick. It's a little bit too slow there. Okay, that should be enough. That's my nut. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, all the way in there. I'm actually gonna tighten this a little bit more, just so I have a couple of threads exposed on the top here. So I know that the nut's all the way in. Okay, that's good there. So I'm gonna have to use an adjustable wrench and hold this top piece here. So let's see if I can fit that in there. An adjustable wrench in there. Let's see. In a different position. Okay. Now I can get this one in. Use my adjustable wrench to hold the top cap. Oops, wrong direction. Let's go out with this damn wrench. What's the ratcheting? Okay, there it goes. It's kind of clumsy this way, but it's the way it is. I need to hold that bottom one. It's still spinning freely. Yeah, still spinning freely. See if I can stick my adjustable or my open wrench in here. The thing is, the problem with this is this open wrench is not. This open wrench here is not. It's too thick. Let's see. What do I have that could hold it in place? Man, the whole thing is just spinning. I don't like that. The bottom one's spinning and the top one's spinning, but the shaft is not spinning though. That's the problem. The shaft is not spinning. Oh, wait a minute. I think I got it. It's actually tightening without the bottom. Oh, now the bottom is moving. See, that's why I don't want the bottom to move when I'm tightening the top. You want to have a little bit of pressure on it. It's a little bit of pressure on it. Oh, this one's too thick. I can hold the top, but the top's not going to work. I need something that's thinner, a thin wrench. I think I'll have to try maybe a smaller adjustable wrench. All right, so my smaller adjustable wrench and still on the thick side. What could you do, you know? There's only so much you could do. Still a little bit on the thick side, but hopefully it's enough. I could hold that bottom nut in place. Might tighten up the top nut. Okay, that's good right there. I don't need to put any more force on that, otherwise, because this is only held by two sides, the bottom nut might strip. So that's good enough. I'm gonna call that good. There's a little bit of tension on the rubber bushing, but it's not a whole lot, so it should be fine. There's only 1-2 threads exposed here on the top, so we're good there. Okay, so we're good there. Let's go back to the bottom and tighten up the bottom. Uh, 13mm on the bottom here. So these nuts are only 13mm, so watch your torque setting, not too tight, otherwise you'll strip the threads. Okay, that's good. So that's it. So that's how you install the shock on your Ford Ranger 2003. Alright, so I'll just back out, take my jack stand off. Oh, I actually put the wheel on, take the jack stand out, then take the jack out. So that's it. Alright, thanks for watching.